Hello, everybody. Welcome to my live. What's the subject under immigration law for today? Well, we're going to be talking about adoption, immigration adoptions. As usual, I've done a lot of videos on all the different subjects, but on this one, I'd like to talk about the Hague Convention and some misconceptions and what's required. And then after that, I will go back through all of your questions. I'll see if there's any. Of course, they have to be related to immigration law, and then from there, I'll answer what I can before I have to go and do my other consults. All right, so let's get... Oh, and if anybody wants a consult live, on my live, you need to ask me. Okay? Don't just click the thing to, join whatever. Just let me know that you want to have such a consult. Okay. So, what are the issues? Okay. So sorry, I was pressing some buttons. Okay, so a lot of times people will want to adopt kids and they'll want to bring them in the U.S. under adoption, to immigrate. And there's one overriding mistake that they make, which is very difficult to correct. Okay, keep in mind that the adoption petitions, the adoption needs to be finalized before the kid turns 16 years old, okay? And if that's not done, then adios amigos, okay? The adoption is not going to happen. There's other grounds, there's other ways, but not through adoption. So, the first thing that you have to find out is whether or not the country that you want to adopt is from a Hague Convention country. And this is for all adoptions after 2008, which, for all intents and purposes, if we're talking about this now, it means anytime you want to adopt, that's going to happen. Because if it happened before then, we're not going to be talking, all right? I mean, the person's practically going to be 21 by now. So, first thing you have to find out is if it is from a Hague country. Okay? I mean, obviously the U.S. is a Hague country, meaning that the Hague Convention is a bunch of countries around the world signed a treaty on how and the proper procedures for adopting in order to bring someone in through immigration. So if they're not from a Hague country, then, well, this is not for you, okay? There's a whole nother procedure to go forward. But if they are from a Hague country, then let me tell you the number one mistake I see people doing. They'll try to do the adoption themselves, or they'll even do the adoption themselves. Meaning in their home country, they'll go through the whole procedure, they'll have the judge sign it, then they'll contact me and go, okay, I've adopted 2 kids, and now I want to bring them in, what do I do? So I say, what country are they from? And when I find out they're from a Hague country, I have to tactfully inform them that first things first, they made a big mistake adopting before they did what's required under the Hague Convention. Okay, immigration has certain forms called the 800, the 800A for this purpose. And the bottom purpose of what it is for U.S. to determine that you, as the adoptive or future adoptive parents, are able and qualified to be parents. Okay? So they do a home study report, they do criminal investigations, they do financial investigations, they do the whole kit and caboodle. And the bottom line is Until they do that, until you get that approved, you can't do the adoption. So if you come in my door and you say you've already adopted and it's from a Hague country, you're going to have to start over. You can't even retroactively adopt. You can't say, well, judge, made a mistake. Let's retroactively adopt from, now or whatever, and we'll go from there. No, you're going to have to start over, assuming you can start over and assuming there's time. Okay? Why? Why do you have to go through that? Why does the Hague Convention make it so that first things first, they make it so the treaty country that's bringing the child in make sure that the parents are qualified? And there's all kinds of, issues and stuff that they have to do. The bottom line reason is for the safety of the kids. And it's to prevent trafficking of kids. Because that's what happens, If there aren't these safeguards in place, then there's a lot of countries that are going to end up, trafficking and illegally buying children, okay? And so that's what this protects. Now, granted, it makes it a lot more difficult, it makes it a lot more time-consuming, and it certainly makes it a lot more expensive. But, if you're going to want to adopt, this is what you're going to have to go through if it's from a Hague country, all right? So, if you're from a country that deals with the Hague Convention, then make sure that you do the I-800, the home study, and before you do the adoption. Then after, you can do the adoption. And it has to be through certified places on both sides, in the U.S. and overseas. It can't just be through anybody. I mean, they make sure every step of the way, the Hague Convention makes sure every step of the way that there's no hanky-panky, okay? And so that's the bottom line. All right? So there we go. All righty. Let's see what questions we have. Hope everybody's doing good today. Okay, let's see. Well, U.S. Citizen Journey Life, it's good to see you here too. All right, let's see here what we got. Let me just keep scrolling down. Okay. I put my goal up there. 26 roses. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Received I-730 transfer notice to International Field Office and DOS consulate process. Is it approval notice? Well, no, a transfer notice is not an approval notice. Now, they can transfer the approval notice, but based on what you're saying, it's unclear. So basically, you've done a, derivative asylee application. So the primary already received asylum, and this one you're trying to get in a dependent. So you need to see why they transferred it. Sometimes they transfer it because there's some fraud or questions or whatever. Okay? So you need to see why and determine it. It doesn't automatically mean it's approved for sure. Okay? Is Jamaica a Hague country? That's a good question. I don't have in my memory all the countries around the world that are Hague Convention countries. But what I'll do is after this live, I'll pop on and I'll see, and then I'll put the information, okay? So let's see. Hello, I have a U.S. wife and also a 20-year ban. Is it possible to get a green card? Okay, well, first of all, I need to know why you have a 20-year ban. Okay, I think I remember your name, and I think I gave you some answers to this before. So, Cords, you need to send me information why you have the 20-year ban, okay? Then I'll let you know. All right. Okay, this is for Morale. I-44 process, asylum case granted through court. Do you think court is more solid than USCIS office? You asked this question too. You guys think I don't remember. I told you, it doesn't matter whether it's court or USCIS. If it's granted, it's granted. Okay. Let's see. All right. Is Lincoln Riley law retroactive? There's nothing in there that specifically says it's not. And they're going to try. Okay, so if there's some unconstitutional application of it, which there will be, it's a matter of going to court and filing it, which the people and organizations will. Okay? That's the fact. All right. All right, well, it's a relatively short live today because I have to run and do some consults. But I wanted to get the issue out regarding adoption, okay, in the Hague Convention. So for, I forget who it was, for U.S. citizen Junior Life, you asked about Jamaica, I will look and see and then just post whether it is or not part of the Hague Convention. All right? All right, well, everybody have a good day.